Hello, everybody. So I'm talking about a meme. If you've been around me for a little bit, you know that's not really my thing, but I do own one. So full disclosure for what it's worth. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Hopefully you get something worth some sort of value or entertainment from this. And everyone else, good to see you again. Welcome. So Foxy, this is my sole meme coin. And I'll be honest, the price has been slaughtered from where I first got it. I've DCA'd down some, and I'm still quite down in the hole. Many reasons why I don't like meme coins overall, but I want to get a little skin in the game. And this one was an accidental finding. It is a tiny ass micro cap. It is one of the smallest market caps that are on any major exchanges. There's around 6 million market cap right now. And the reason why I'm in it, other than I found it by accident, I mean, that's not why I got into it. I just happened to find it by accident. I liked it, is who backs it. And of all meme coins, this is one that right there, I'm going to sound silly when I say this at first, so hold out for a couple seconds before you overly judge me, is Foxy, I think, is one of the few meme coins that are going to last at least the next bear market and bull run, like Doge and Shiba. I'm not saying it's going to get as big as Doge and Shiba, but I think it's going to survive. And the reason why, it's a meme coin with a use. Not a huge use right now, but it's a mascot. And it's called a culture coin. And it's a reward token. And the people who own the company. All right, so there's Foxy. There's a small company called MetaMask. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's like one of the largest, hot wallets out there for crypto. Or there's a new layer 2 on Ethereum called Lineia. That one has been started by one of the co-founders of Ethereum, Mr. Joseph Lobin, Joseph, right? He's one of the co-founders of Ethereum, makes an Ethereum layer 2. His company currently is Consensus, owns or is the parent company of Lineia, MetaMask, and Foxy. So it's right there as a mascot for all of them. And then so it has a connection with the largest altcoin out there. And maybe Ethereum will get flipped for a couple of days or something down the cycle. We'll find out. But one of the largest and fastest growing layer 2s for it, the owner helped develop Ethereum. You can't get too much better of a network system than that. So they're connected with MasterCard for a reward token on Foxy. But Foxy, I'll be honest, the price action has been abysmal. Right? And there's no sugarcoating that one. We can silver line this one and say the growth potential is massive, which is true, right? But I want to get a little into it because any good news for Lineia, any good news for MetaMask is good news for Foxy, indirectly and sometimes directly. And I've got updates. I want to get into that right now. So, good old Foxy. Right? They are incredibly active on social media, by the way. And for a meme coin, I feel like that's required because you need a community, right? Memes are worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. That's it. Right? There's no intrinsic value. There's no real use. Although Foxy has a little bit. Right? And again, it's being used as a reward token. They do a lot of airdrops. They're getting into the NFT space with airdrops and purchases. They're trying to time the market for a couple different things. They're making a lot of partnerships, and that's just like Foxy, a meme coin making partnerships. Right? Doesn't happen every day. That's why I think it's going to be around. Right? And for me, that's important. But come back to consensus or consensus. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, but just in May, they made a huge partnership with Shark Link Gaming. And though I really never heard of that company before, it is a NASDAQ listed company. And, it's around a 500 or 450, I think, $1 million private investment round by Consensus. And so what these funds are used for, that 400 plus $1 million is to start an Ethereum staking treasury, essentially, an Ethereum reserve, just like Michael Saylor has done with MicroStrategy or strategy with Bitcoin. Yeah, Joseph Lubin is trying to do that now with Shark Link Gaming and Ethereum, buying roughly 120,000 Ethereum to stake it and utilize it for the company's treasury and reserve, to where they can essentially out crypto debt Ethereum. And this makes a lot of sense coming from one of the guys who founded Ethereum. right? Because he can get everyone on board with it, which he had to have, right? I mean, the handshakes had already happened. He's already kissed the babies. Paperwork's already signed. If they're going ahead, finally doing with this. And the reason why this is such a big deal is that's money coming directly into the company that cares more about than anyone else how well MetaMask, Lineia, and Foxy ends up doing. And now speculation, right? Like that was all true. Now I'm speculating briefly on with liquidity pools and DeFi, which they plan on doing with Sharp Link Gaming, is they can use Foxy as for rewards or a gas fee or any type of thing like that to give it a use. They can do that with Foxy or Lineia. They can do it together. And I'm very confident they're going to do some mix or match of that. We're just waiting for all the official result. But then it gives it a use case, which means that there is transfer of funds, there's trading volume. This is the stuff that all the investors like to see in coins to make them want to buy the damn thing. So next for Lineia, again, so the layer two, I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Hopefully this is being cohesive enough for you guys. But so Lineia is going to have a token generation event, TGE. God, I hate acronyms, but everyone else in this world seems to like them. All right, but this is a tokenization generation event for Lineia. It was going to happen Q2 this year, essentially now. All right, and what this was going to be would be the hard launch of the Lineia token, which that event alone, I think, is going to be pretty good for Foxy. Lineia is going to do its normal thing when any crypto gets released. You usually see it do this up and then plummet down, and then we actually find where it's worth because early investors had already bought. People jump in, want to get the new crypto, skyrockets the price, and as it's up here, the guys who bought down here and invested are going to sell naturally, which they should. That's a smart move. And it brings it down. Everyone then thinks Lineia shit because it went up and down right away. And then people start getting smart and saying, if it's a good crypto, that is a good crypto, and it stabilizes, goes up, and etc. And during this point, if they just announce Foxy or they have Foxy as part of the TGE, which they're officially not yet, it's going to be big for Foxy. But they've cross promoted these things already, and Lineia hasn't even been released yet. Right. And though it was supposed to happen already, I think it was initially earmarked for June, they pushed it back. And usually that's not usually a good thing, right? I saw this as a great sign because of why they pushed it back. The reason why they pushed it back was that they didn't think the market was favorable right now. Awesome, right? They're timing the market for a better time for token release. Just imagine how much better a token gets received if you care about it more all of a sudden. Pushed it back because the market sentiment isn't where they wanted to be yet for Lineia, which means they're not hurt for finances, or they would have pushed the son of a bitch out, right? They want to make sure they do it correctly, and I think that is the best reason to push back the release of a coin. They can continue to develop more capital and everything on the back end, and it lets us know that when they do release it, it means the original co-founder of Ethereum thinks it's a hell of a good time to market his crypto. So keep an eye on when they time this thing. That's going to be another subliminal sign that the market is either going up exponentially and retail should know about it, or that it's about to. Because those guys know things that we don't. They'll know things way before we do. We like to say insider trading doesn't happen. And they're going to use that data to their advantage. So if we know what to look for, like realizing one of the largest figureheads in the largest altcoin, it's the second largest crypto ever, knows when to time the release of the new crypto, I'm paying attention. That's for the entire crypto market. But we move on. So if you wanted to be part of this new layer 2 for Ethereum, it's called Lineia. I'm on the fence about it. I think I'm not late to it, because we can all jump in and do it, but I don't think I want to put in the effort personally. So I might regret this later. But it's all on their official website of how to get in. There are a few criteria if you want a better chance of getting a bunch of free Lineia tokens, which is you have to be 18 plus. You have to be active wallets on Lineia. They have their own wallets. MetaMask works too, but I think you have to first buy it from Lineia and then you can transfer to MetaMask. You might actually get extra points for that. That's how I found Foxy in the first place, by the way, guys, is I was using MetaMask transfers every week for just a passive crypto I had, and I was just turning into Polygon, moving it back and forth. And I used enough transfers. I was given, I think it was like 5,000 Foxy. And I first thought it was a scam. Then I looked into it and realized what it was. But active wallet on Lineia, participation of Lineia events, like they have one called Lineia Voyage, having enough of this Lineia XP points in their ecosystem, which pretty much means, again, back to, are you integrating and playing with the Lineia system at all? They're going to give preferential treatment to their current customers, which I think makes sense. And just proving that you're human and not using like AI to do all this stuff. So, good news coming up for all the companies that essentially surround and own and partner with Foxy, which is good future news for Foxy. So let's look briefly at the charts, see what's going on. So guys, we're looking here at the all-time chart here on CoinMarketCap. And again, price action sucks, right? This is one of the few crypto I'm actually in the red for on buying. So the inverse of that is my opinion. Great time to get into this coin if you're looking for a meme play to get into. And again, in my opinion, because of all the backing, this is one of the safest memes to get into in terms of it not going to zero. I'm not going to say it's one of the safest to get the most 20, 30, 100x. You can play with the idea that the market cap over here at under 6 million so freaking low. I mean, it has the potential of multiplying much better than most, especially since it is on a few larger exchanges. But I'm very confident it's not going to go to zero, which we can't say that about most meme coins we're looking at right now. So, yeah, I got it initially at, I believe it was like 1.2 cents, and we're nowhere close to that right now at 0.2 cents almost. I brought my average down now, and I'm just waiting. I'm done buying this one personally, but you got a good chance of coming in at an earlier entry than me. Let's look at the last month. Again, it got hit with the Trump and dump like most crypto has, and it's had a few waking moments over here in May, and we had a steady lineup and then a sharp decline. And let's zoom in. That looks like it's going up again. Yeah, it just started going up. So we had some major wallet or Discord group or something say sayonara bitches. So good entry point if you want a meme. Yeah, I don't think it's I think it's at a great low risk opportunity right now. It's at a high chance of a lot of potential, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you how high I think it's going to go. But here it is, guys. Foxy, I think it's a great coin. It's at a great point of entry. You can tell that though we dipped down low from a major sell off. So, guys, that's my thought about Foxy. The backups of it, Lineia, Consensus, MetaMask is always just doing its thing, right? They're making moves, they're making big moves. And I do think that's going to translate to a lot of price action change on Foxy. Otherwise, I'd be looking at personally trading out Foxy at this point for another coin that has had a similar drop. So I have the best chance of an equal or better return. But if coins are down that low in market cap, I've got much more faith in this one than I will in any of those. But now I want to hear your guys' opinion. What do you guys think about Foxy? What do you think about my appearing to be awful based on price action meme pick for now? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious what you guys have to say. Let's watch Foxy rise back up. We'll see how quickly he does it. Catch you guys around soon.